President Esteban, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Regents, distinguished guests, families, friends, alumni, and obviously, the members of the graduates of the class of 2012. I am honored, privileged, and a bit fearful to be here today. But I am so happy to be here and to have this opportunity to come to you, to let you know of the wonderful achievement that you've created here today and the defining moment that I hope you will carry with you the rest of your life. How you define this moment is up to you. I like to think that every single moment in your life so far has brought you up to this very moment, in which I hope you take full responsibility for, knowing full well it's brought you to this wonderful moment that you've created. If you think about this, any different move, any choice that you made in a different manner, you may not be here today. Could have been going to a party, not going to a party. It could have been studying, not studying. I like to think about two people who are in this graduating class. Imagine if Mr. Jordan Theodore and Mr. Herb Pope decided not to come to Seton Hall and play basketball here. You know what, Herbie and Theo, I got to tell you is that you could have gone down the road a little bit and played for that other university down off the turnpike, but you know what, scarlet red is not your color. I'm glad you made the choice to be here today. Yes, it's been 20 years since I sat in those same seats, folks, and graduated from this wonderful university, Seton Hall University. And I can honestly tell you, 20 years later, I am still sitting in that same seat. Sometimes things don't change, and sometimes the impossible just takes a little longer. But I remember I could take myself back to that day when I graduated, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I was full of mixed emotions. There was a part of me that felt a tremendous sense of accomplishment, and on the other hand, there was a tremendous amount of fear, of uncertainty as to what the next step in my life was going to be. I remember shortly after returning home after graduation that day and going to something that had given me a lot of security over the years. It was a poem that my father had given me shortly after I was paralyzed in 1986. It was a poem that's helped me not only get through that major time in my life, but helped me get through the transition that I faced in '92 and many other transitions. Challenges, some good, some quite challenging and painful. I want to share with you that poem today, something that I do not do too often, but I think it's appropriate, and I hope it brings you some of the same comfort and joy and intestinal fortitude that it's given me. It's entitled "It's Okay" by Lane Parsons. It's okay to be afraid of the things we don't understand. It's okay to feel anxious when things aren't working our way. It's okay to feel lonely even when you're with other people. It's okay to feel unfulfilled because you know something is missing, even if you're not sure what it is. It's okay to think and worry and cry. It's okay to do whatever you have to do. But just remember too, that eventually you're going to adjust to the changes that life brings your way. And you'll realize that it's okay to laugh again and to love again. And it's okay to get to the point in life that is full and satisfying and good to you. And it will be that way because you made it that way. Now I know many of you out there are sitting with mixed emotions, and that's okay. I know many of you out there have a clear direction of where you want to go. Maybe it's a job that you've secured or have lined up, or continuing education is where you want to go. It's okay. I want to let others of you know who, you know what, there might be an element of uncertainty there. You might have an idea, but the plan might not be in place yet. And I want to let you know it's okay. And I know there are others of you out there who are totally clueless right now, who have absolutely no idea what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to create. And I'm letting each and every one of you know that it's okay. And if anyone right now is any of those places in which you don't have that direction, you don't have that path that looks pretty clear for you right now, is I want you to think about 3 individuals right now. And maybe the pressure isn't just that you're putting on yourself, maybe it's those around you. I hope this will put a smile on your face, and maybe put some of those people who are putting that pressure on you a little bit out at bay for a little while. There are 3 individuals. The first individual, his name is Bill Gates. The second individual, his name is Mark Zuckerberg. And the third individual is with us in spirit today, but the late Steve Jobs. You can tell yourself and tell all of them that they have not accomplished something that you have accomplished. They have not obtained something that you have obtained, and that is a college degree. Give yourself a round of applause for that. You know what I miss, and I hope you miss it too? I ask you, when was the last time someone asked you what you wanted to be when you grow up? What you wanted to be when you grow up? You know what? A lot of you are going to ask today, you know what are you doing when you leave here? Where are you going to work? What type of continuing education are you going to follow through with? Where are you going? And while all those questions are important, I don't want to minimize them. You know what? I'm in a place right now, still wondering what you want to be, now that you have grown up. So do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, please close your eyes for a moment. I want you to bring the attention to the center of your chest, your heart at this moment. I want you to ask yourself, what it would feel like if you knew you could not fail? And what it would be like if money wasn't an issue, meaning you have plenty of it. What would you want to be right here, right now? And okay, what would you like to be doing? Though even though last time I checked, we were human beings, not human doings. Now do me a favor, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And please open your eyes. Now maybe for that fleeting moment, there was some level of excitement that came to you. I think you just tapped into a passion. And I'm sure that there are many passions that you have in life. Passion is your fuel, ladies and gentlemen. It is your 24-hour energy drink that is available to you at any moment if you want to tap into it, knowing full well wherever it is that you're heading. I hope that you have that passion in your life. I hope there's also purpose. Purpose. These are the destinations in life. These are the places that you're going to go, full of trials and tribulations. And then you're the driver. You're the one who's going to determine how much passion you're going to have in your life. You're the one who's going to determine what direction you're going to go into. You're going to be the one who's going to honor your greatest power as a human being, and that is your power to choose. So I ask you right now, where your choice is going to take you. You know where they brought you up to. Where are they going to take you? Now when I think of this word passion, and I think of the word purpose, and I think of this driver called you, we have many individuals in this room who truly exemplify all of the meanings of these words. There's one individual who comes to mind. Someone who many of you know. Someone who I know many of you, just like me, if they're driving through this thing called life, you would so gladly sit shotgun next to them. I'm talking about Seton Hall's very own Professor Michael Reuter from the business school. Professor Reuter, or as I call him, Mike, and he pretty much asks everyone to call him Mike. He is full of passion, so much passion that it's contagious. You just want to be in his company. He is full of so much purpose. His purpose is simple: to serve his students, to serve his fellow man. And his purpose and his passion grows each and every day, to the point where it makes this man unstoppable. I actually think from time to time, and I ask the question, I don't know who's responsible for you, but I'm not sure if this man even gets paid. He loves his job so much. Like, did he get paid? Oh, we'll talk about that later. But there are, again, so many other examples that are in this room of people with that same passion and purpose, and focusing on themselves as the driver in this thing called life. Now, since we have that mission to get that passion, to find our purpose, and to be the driver through this thing called life, I think you need, some navigation skills here. And you know what, over the past few months, I've been thinking about you guys nonstop. And I was thinking about you probably the most a week ago. See, one of my passions in life is coaching kids. I love coaching kids. I'm actually blessed to have the opportunity to coach my first grader and 39 other first graders in this thing called track and field. And I think about some of the navigational skills the other day that just reminded me of where you are now and maybe where it is that you want to go. And I remember having them all there front and center, looking at me as we're preparing to learn what it's like to do a 50-yard dash. Very difficult for someone who can't run. But we were going to show them how it's done. And at first we got them in each and every lane, and we said, you know what, just look forward. Don't look in either lane. I think it's a great message for all of you to say, you know what, stay in your lane. Stay focused. Now every once in a while, and I remember one child, I think it was a butterfly or a moth. All of a sudden he became a little distracted. And he started running out of his lane. But he got back into that lane and he finished the race. Along this race, this thing called life, is that we're going to face challenges. There was another young man who actually I'd never seen it done before, lost both of his shoes while he was running, and stopped and put them back on and got up and finished the race. We all know when we're moving forward in our lives, when we look left or we look right, we can actually slow down in life. Keep looking forward. Keep meeting that goal. But also understanding that at the end of this thing called race, and all during the race too, it's about service. It's about helping one another. I remember when we had different heats, a group of kids ran through. And then all of a sudden, one of those kids who came up to me, and I felt the little tug at my shirt, was my son, Ray. And he said, Daddy, he said, do you know that there's a little girl, he didn't even know her name. It's a little girl who forgot to bring her water bottle. Don't you have an extra one in your backpack? And I said, yeah. And he went over and he gave it to her. And it reminded us, no matter what, no matter how focused we are at our goals, no matter what it is that we want to achieve, we have to remember that it's about service to others. And then I gathered them all together. And I said, each and every day when we're here at practice, there's two things that we're going to remember every day. And that's to try your best and have fun. I want you to imagine each and every day waking up. And no matter how awesome a day actually looks or how challenging it may look, I want you to say to yourself, I'm going to try my best. No matter what, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try my best. And no matter how the day actually pans out, no matter how awesome it actually was, no matter how challenging it actually was, before your head hits the pillow on the other side of the day, you ask yourself, did I actually try my best? And did I have fun? And if you could say to yourself that each and every day, I promise you, is that you're still going to face challenges in your life, but they're going to be minor speed bumps as compared to major mountains you're going to have to climb. See, the journey is yours. Each and every one of you is on a unique journey. It will not be replicated. It will not be duplicated. It never has. It never will. each and every one of you now has to honor that journey. But as I said before, there are going to be challenges along the way. There are going to be challenges along the way. There was a student at a university, not this university, another university, in which he got a term paper back, and it was his C. And he actually, the theme of this term paper was to basically put together a business plan for a reliable overnight delivery service. He got a C. Many years later, after he graduated, ended up raising $138 million. Some from the bank, some through investors, some through his family. $138 to start up a company called FedEx. To call FedEx. Again, I want you to take every single failure and I want you to turn it into feedback, knowing full well that it is part of the journey. And I want you to really honor yourself for every success that you create, but knowing full well is that we either evolve or we dissolve. And knowing full well that the journey continues for you as well.